had the hardest time getting my hands on a bag of this. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyla, and I do pretty much anything and everything that's involved with sewing. And now I'm getting ready to show you a little bit more of my other crafting things that I do as well. So I'm going to be seeping those into some of my videos too. I've been working on this project for a friend of mine, and it was one of those where she wanted to upcycle her grandmother's skirt into pillows. At first we talked about square pillows, and then when I started looking at the fabric, unfortunately a lot of it was dry rot. So I suggested, what if we do another shape that's maybe won't take as much of the fabric up? So I came up with, let's do a heart shape, and we can incorporate some of the other pieces as a ruffle. So she agreed. That's what I'm working on. I ran into a couple of snafus, like for example, I had the hardest time getting my hands on a bag of this. I went to 2 Joann Fabrics, and of course you all have heard about them announcing how many stores are going to close. There's going to be 33 stores closing out of the 50 that I have here in Michigan. And the departments pretty much are trashed. Yeah. I'm not blaming the associates because there's only so much they can do with the skeleton crew, especially with the larger stores that are 2 stories and have all the different departments and everything. But yeah, it's time for them to go. So I finally found that bag of polyfill from Hobby Lobby. And I didn't even need a coupon to get it for the price that I did. That bag was $3.57, which is lower than what you'll find at Meijer and Walmart, because they also have small craft areas as well. So now that I've got all of my notions that I need, I can finally finish up these pillows and get them off to my friend. So I've already started. I'm in progress, and I'm going to take you through the rest of my process as I go along and finish them up. All right, let me get back to it. Okay, now that I've got my hearts cut out, I've got the rest to work with to make my ruffles all the way around. And I think I'm going to do a 3-inch ruffle around each pillow. Hopefully I've got enough here to work around the parts that are dry rot. There's a few little areas here where it may have been stored somewhere that was too hot, or the temperature wasn't regulated, and being that it's wool, it's a natural fabric. Yeah, this is what happens when natural fibers aren't taken care of. But we're going to use what we can and make the most of it. And these are all the pieces of the skirt that I could salvage that didn't have dry rot. There were a few spots where I had to add a little bit of fray check, like right here, there's one. But for the most part, I think I can catch a lot of those in the seam allowance and hide them in the ruffle. So I've got 2 pieces for one pillow, 2 pieces for another, and then this third little section I'll half and I'll attach that to each to extend it and get the ruffle as long as I can get. I measured about 41 inches around these hearts. So I wanted to double that. I'm not going to get quite that, but I'll be somewhere around 76 inches. So that's close enough and I'm going to make it work. Here's a close-up of the basting stitches that I made on the other ruffle. And now I can begin pulling the thread just to make the gathered effect on the other one. So here's the issue that I came across with this fabric after I cut my pieces out. I successfully got 2 back pieces of the heart shape that are fine, but my 2 front pieces have a little bit of dry rotting going on. So what I did was I put a little dab of fray check on the front and back, and I'm gonna sprinkle some little rhinestones. I've got some Swarovski crystals left over from some project I did in the past, and I'll just put some of those on with a little setting in the back just to give them a little ding. And I think the light pink will really pull in all the other spring-like colors. So I found one on this heart, and then I also found one on this one as well. Where's this one? Oh, right there. This is fraying too. So I'll just cover these up and give them a little bit of razzle dazzle. Okay, so you can see the little prongs sticking through from the back side. Here's what they look like behind. And now I can just place my crystals inside each one and then use my little manual rhinestone setter to close the prongs down in place. Ta-da! Very easy. Okay, I've got my rhinestones set in place on both of the front pieces of the heart. I made sure to place them more inside the heart so that I would leave clearance for my seam allowance. And I have some, you'll notice, some batting by the yard that's cut in the shape of these hearts. And this is so that when I stuff it with the fiberfill, there won't be any lumps and it'll be just a smoother finish. So I'm going to do a quick baste around the back pieces and the front pieces to the batting by the yard, just so that it doesn't shift. And then I can go about adding the ruffle to the front piece. Okay, I've got the ruffle attached to the front piece, and you'll see that I've pinned it so that my fold is facing inside. That way, when I turn it right side out, you have that nice folded edge on the edges. I'm going to stitch all layers together, probably hold them in place with my clips will be the easiest because my layers are getting thicker and thicker, so I actually had to change needles and put in a heavy duty needle in my machine. And I'm just going to go around 5/8 of an inch and leave an opening for my hand so that I can turn it inside out, and I'll just slip stitch the closure in place after I stuff it with the fiberfill. They came out so cute. Look, they have a little like puffed effect that I didn't realize I was going to get, but I'm glad I did. And look at the sparkle on those crystals. Oh, these are so cute. And I love that she's got two of them, one that she can keep for herself and one she can give to her mom. My friend's grandma was a really big, integral part of her life growing up. And I know keeping items that belong to a relative that's passed on is just really sentimental to people. So I'm glad I was able to do this for her, and I can't wait for her to see them. Hopefully she doesn't look at this video first before I give them to her. But she might, I don't know. I love how they came out though. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks so much for stopping by. To my returning subscribers and to anyone new who's just stumbled upon one of my videos, I hope you picked up an idea on what to do with a garment of a deceased relative and how to turn it into something special. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for stopping by again. Until next time.